perhaps the second most common and recommended spawn for knights. Let's talk about the Old Fortress. If you're wondering which spawn is the most recommended, in my opinion it will be the Coals of Carlin, but I guess that's debatable. Regardless, the Old Fortress is a very popular and good spawn for knights, and even team hunts, and it is located to the north of Hedron. The first floor has Bombies and Vicious Squires, which is decent for level 70s, and then the second floor is where you want to hunt. Additionally, there is a third floor which is harder to hunt, so your priority should be getting the second floor. Also, my level recommendation is 130 plus, but that's mostly if you have low skills or lack of imbuements. Otherwise, it definitely can be hunted at lower levels, which I will show in a bit. Also, you don't need to follow a particular lab, but what I will advise for is to not surround yourself with 8 monsters, which is possible in a few rooms. Ideally, you want to kill 5 monsters at a time, and if there is mostly Vicious Squires, then it's okay to get more than that, but you got to be careful with the Vile Grandmasters and Renegade Knights, since they already hit hard and are also harder to kill. My way of hunting was dividing the middle room in 2 pools, then going to the southeast and also doing 2 pools, sometimes 3, then going up and continuing counterclockwise. Avoid going towards the stairs to the 3rd floor, because then you will have to backtrack without monsters nearby. And for the rooms on the west side, I will divide them into 4 pools or more sometimes, and semi-kite if I lure too much. Hunting like this on an EK level 142 with the skills 91 and full imbuements, my raw experience was over 1.1kk. But I was also able to do close to this experience on a level 100 with the skills 101, which wasn't even that high of a skills, and I was also missing 1 life leech imbuement. But in order to hunt with a knight of this level, it's necessary to kite sometimes. Not always, but definitely takes more effort to hunt, since you need to be aware of when you don't have the mana to attack and then move a bit to fill it in, but also to heal yourself. The downsides of this spawn is that, like I said before, it is very popular, but not just for knights. It's a great place for low level team hunts and good for solo mages and even paladins, so that's why it tends to be more contested. Especially on a new server, it will be pretty hard to find it available. Next up is the Prophet. It is possible to make some profit, but most of the times you break even or waste a bit, since the profit comes from looting rare items and that is up to luck. For example, here's 2 different hunts where you can tell the difference in loot. And that's how it is for most hunts. That's why I personally prefer more the Coals of Carlin. That one is still popular for low level team hunts, but not so much for solo mages or paladins, so it will be less contested. Lastly, I don't have footage of the second floor, I just never tried it with those characters. But if I were to recommend a level for it, I will say over 200, but it can still be hunted at lower levels by avoiding doing 8 monster pulls or by kiting more. And that is all I got for this video. If you want more places to hunt, check my playlist for solo nights. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Tuna Hero, Thor the Slasher, and Drunken Watson.